quarantining. I
Yeah.
just woke up, so like what, 45, 30 minutes ago. So like, and I literally this whole quarantine, I've been waking up at like 7 a.m. and the past 2 days I've been waking up at like 11, and I'm so confused and I don't know why.
Weird.
Like the
Like
whole
nobody
quarantine,
knows what day it is anymore, right?
I swear that's for sure. Like I no idea. The only day I know is Thursday because that's when the Kardashians air.
That's the way to keep track of it. I love that. Well,
I swear, if there wasn't the Kardashians on Thursday, I swear I don't think I know what I would have done in quarantine.
well, I checked you out on your Instagram the other day, and you were doing some really elaborate face wash routine. What was that?
That's
Right?
all Brian, my best
Okay.
friend Brian. Oh,
Okay.
there's Brian. My face.
Hey, Brian.
Okay, so I grew up having the worst rosacea growing up, and I also like have really bad eczema. Um, and like, so my skin's just always been like so like hard to like look. I made myself bleed this morning picking at my skin. But like
I'm a picker
my
too.
skin's
It's
just always been so tough. But my best friend Brian, he owns a Medi Spa, Leisure League, go people. Anyways, and he's just like, him and his aunt have just gotten my skin together because like I have struggled with that my whole life. So yeah, we thought it would be fun to do like we always when we're washing our face because they basically moved into my house since the beginning of quarantine. Um, like 3 people. So we all like huddle around in my bathroom. I have 2 sinks, and then in the guest room we have 2 sinks. But we huddle around my bathroom, and we're all washing our face at night, and it's pretty funny. Like we just do masks in the evening.
yes.
Everything's turned into like a skincare quarantine. I
I
swear.
liked it. I was like, it was like somehow meditative. I was like, this seems like a makeup tutorial or something. I was like, it was very
Yeah,
serious.
well, it's so funny because we were in the mirror, like Amari, who's here always, he'll just start washing his face and we're gonna go, hi guys, welcome to my channel. And that's what kind of like started the Instagram live thing. Because and we were like, should we go live and do the thing? Because it was just so funny. We were just sitting there pretending like we were doing these tutorials for like freaking Vogue. And it was just so funny. And anything we do kind of around the house, we'll now just start adding, pretending like it's like a YouTube video or like a
I love it.
tutorial. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So today we're gonna teach you how to do the face routine. Like that's kind of we'll just do that around the house about everything.
I'm telling you, I think there's something to it. I think you should really go with that because it was great. So
We'll
I
become
wanted to ask
YouTubers.
you about your animal advocacy is so great, right? So I was like studying you and like how influential you become and using this platform to help animals is so cool. We've been doing it at Star
Oh, thank you.
9412. So tell me, where did that passion for animals come from?
I think it came from me growing up on a farm and like um, riding horses my whole life. And even whenever I moved to LA, I continued riding horses from the time I was 10 to 17 religiously every day, except for Mondays, because Mondays was the day the barn was closed, horses were off. Like, you know, we would go and just like hand walk the horses and stuff. And those animals were like my life because I didn't want to be in the entertainment business at all. I wanted nothing to do with it because it hadn't treated like I wasn't even involved in it really. I was just there, part of it because that's what my family did. Um, and you know, I didn't really want that, so I went and I did my own thing as a kid. And then I don't know. I just think I just got so protective over it. I don't know, over the animals because they kind of became my best friends. So whenever I got introduced to PETA, and they reached out to me it was funny because I'm like the one PETA advocate that like isn't like vegan. And so they like taught me how to become like pescatarian and like whatever, and I tried that forever, and like so it was nice whenever I met them, because it was fun because whenever I shot with them, they like brought all vegan food trucks and like all of that, and like introduced me to like that whole world and like everything like that. Um, but yeah, my first project with them was like about dissection in schools and how that actually kills animals, before you even dissect them. And you are allowed to. Oh man, I haven't even spoken about this campaign in so long. I'm like trying to think of my 13-year-old self-taught. It literally you are allowed to say no. Like if you're watching this and you're in school and they ask you to dissect and you feel uncomfortable. What's up, Trunks? Anyways, they ask you to and you feel uncomfortable. You can say no, and they have an alternative way for you to learn the exact same thing that everybody else is learning without you dissecting the animals in your classroom when you get back into a classroom. So yeah, and then we, fuck SeaWorld. That's just a period. So we did that campaign. And I feel like I'm missing one other. The elephants. The elephants that, were in the circus and shit. Like, that's so fucked up the way they treat the elephants, and getting them out of the circus and, getting them where they belong, and, like, not getting poked with these metal sticks, just where they become completely afraid. And that's the only reason why, when people take their kids to go see these animals do performances, the only reason they're doing it is because they're fucking terrified they're going to get jabbed with this ginormous pokey stick. And like that's what you're trying, the kids and the parents, they don't really know that part. So it's cool, before I was in music and stuff, I wanted to raise awareness, but now that I have the platform, I've always wanted to use my platform, whether it's helping animals or now it's speaking out about my own struggles with mental health and depression. And now that's kind of, my path for now of speaking out about things and stuff that I'm passionate about.
That's really brave. I mean, you're really young and going through it yourself, and to put it out there for the public to analyze you or or judge you or have a reaction to it or connect to you, it's really brave. Like, how did you decide to say, okay, I'm going to tell my truth?
Well, not like I'm putting blame on the public, but because the public's opinion and the way that the public had treated me as a child, and the way that they would not that it bothers me now, but I like, reading here in the comments, I see people talking shit about the way I look, and now that doesn't faze me because I'm at this other point in my life. But had I been 13 years old or 15, 16, up until I got into therapy, I'm only 20. Up until I got into therapy, those people like the people that are typing right now about my face and shit, they fucked me up. And, I was an impressionable little kid that was only in a spotlight, quote unquote. I hate the word spotlight. I hate the word famous. I hate the word celebrity. Like, it makes me feel uncomfortable. And it made me feel uncomfortable when I was a child because I wasn't. I just wanted to be a child. And so there were a lot of people making comments about my face and my body and blogs, and not only blogs, but the people on Twitter and in my Instagram comments, and there were a lot of them, and the people making memes and the people doing this, they destroyed that little girl's view of herself, and it fucked me up until I was 19, turning 20, when I got into the most intense therapy of my life to get past this, and it still fucks me up every time I talk to my therapist, and that's one of the biggest parts we talk about is the face dysmorphia and the body dysmorphia that growing up in the industry has caused me. And that's why it's like I don't like taking the blame and putting it on other people, but that's why I am so open about it, and that's sorry it took so long to get to the point, but that's why I am so open about it, because I almost kind of like being like, I know that the people that wrote those comments are going to hear me talk about this. And, you know, in a way, I almost want them to know it was seen and I heard it. And congratulations, you got what you wanted. You hurt me at the time. But like, here I am coming back from it. And like, also, I need to speak out for the other people that are getting that end of things, because it really fucks up a person's view on themselves. And, you know, there was a time that the mirror was my worst enemy, and that's so unfair to a child to not want to go around your friends because, you know, you think you're ugly because everybody on the internet has told you you're so ugly. Like, that's just so not fair as a child. So that's why I'm so open about about me and my mental health struggles, because I know that hasn't only happened to me, and it happens to people that aren't in the public eye, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, because it's happening to kids everywhere. And I think
so
that's
true.
the start of where mental health becomes an issue.
It's like on some level, it's happening to everybody because kids are growing up with social media and all that stuff. I have 2 little girls, they're 7 and 4. And to think about them to receive the kind of comments that you got, that breaks my heart. It makes me want to cry right now. I mean, I cannot imagine what you went through, but I do want you to know it's really, really brave to talk about
Thank
it.
you.
And
Thank you.
I think that you do have a lot of influence, whether you want that or not, you do. And I think that you sharing and opening up helps somebody. Somebody just heard you talk about it and felt less alone and felt like more encouraged and felt more like they were going to say like, F off to the haters, just like you are, you know, like,
yeah,
you're giving somebody else encouragement. And maybe they only had 2 comments on their post and you had 2 million, but those 2 comments, I think, would dig as deep for them as the
that's the point,
right?
that's the point that I'm trying to make, is like, no matter what, words are words, and like they're all gonna hurt. And like, also, you know, there's a lot of other reasons people could be struggling. And the you know, not only reason I have depression or anything that I've talked about is because of those comments. You know, there's other things that's happened in my life that, you know, I'm not even open to talk about. You know, there's just things in people's homes that, you know, affect people, and I want to be able to speak out about that and help people that are just struggling with anything. You know, I don't want them to feel like they can only relate to me because I'm dealing with one thing. We're all going through it, and I want to be able to help everybody. And I know I'm not, also there's questions that I can't answer, you know. So like sometimes people ask me and I'm like, fuck, I haven't figured that one out yet. I'm just telling you what I know. I'm just telling you what I've learned in the past couple year or so.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I'm just trying to share my what's going on with me mentally, and see if anybody else out there, you know, is relating, because clearly they are. And
they are.
You know, if I could share that message with them.
They're relating to your songs and your music, and they're so excited about the EP coming out May 15th.
Me too. May 15th.
I know. One of the questions that I got was, okay, why release an EP during a pandemic? I thought, why not? But I'll let you answer.
Man, I mean, why not? You're right. Like, I definitely have been needing like music to listen to from like the artists that I love, you know, that haven't been putting shit out. But honestly, I had a plan to put this out May 15th for months. And there was really no point to not, so I just, wanted to keep the plan because I'm going to be able to sing the songs when I get out of here. And also just not to hold on to shit. Let it go out so I can start making more music and evolve and put out more shit.
Yeah. Okay, so question for you about your song July. We've been playing it on Star 94.1. And so tell me about recording that song. Did you guys record it together? Or how did that one all come together?
No, Leon and I, Leon heard the song once it had been out, and I'd reached out asking if he wanted to hop on and because sorry, I'm reading these comments. Asked if he wanted to come on, and he was completely down. And honestly, I had been a fan of him for so long, and so having him hop on the record was insane. And then I got his version back, and he had this new part in there, and it honestly just like fucking blew me away. And I didn't even really. Somebody just said, "Is there a cat behind you?" No, that's a husky and another puppy. And then yeah, he hopped on, and there was this whole other. It's a chorus, but a verse, call it if you will. The song is not like traditional at all in the way that it's set up, but it was incredible, and I'm so happy he's on this song. And that's something that'll, like, for me, is something that will be one of my favorite things to have happened in my career, like forever, because working with him was like working with one of my favorite artists. So you can like kind of like cross that off of a bucket list,
Yeah, totally. Okay, so there's an account that's following you called Everything Cyrus, who loves you, and I promised that I would ask you what the end of everything means. She wants to know, she or he, I don't know if it's a he or she, but wants to know, well, why did you name the EP The End of Everything?
The End of Everything, I named it because the title track is about exactly that. It's about the end of Earth. It's about the end of the universe, and it's about literally life as we know it and everything that we have right now, about how one day we won't be here and nothing will be here, and it'll be the end of everything. And that's what the title track is about, and that's what I named the EP about. And also there's a lot of it works really well with the EP because there's a lot of chapters that are being closed in the EP mentally and in my life. So it just kind of, I don't know, fell together whenever I had that song and that title track idea, because it just was like, it was almost like, why didn't I think of this before I had the song? Like, why didn't I name the EP with all the songs that I already had?
Yeah. Okay, of course, I got to ask you about I Got So High, I Saw Jesus. Everybody wants to know about that song. I'm pretty sure I know what it's inspired by, but can you tell us a little more about writing it?
Yeah. It took about 3 months to write. TJ had a dream, and when he woke up from the dream, he just kept going, I got so high that I saw Jesus. And he told me that idea. And basically, it took about 3 months to write, and I'd had this epiphany of this come to Jesus moment. And no, that doesn't mean like for anybody, this song, I always say that this song can reach anybody. It's not meant for a certain belief system. It's not meant for one religion. It's not meant, Jesus in the song can also be a metaphor. I grew up in a Christian family, so I take the song as I will, and I have my relationship with the song in my own ways. but take the song as you will. And you know, it's about the world and how we move on from tradition, and the epiphany of what matters and not forgetting where you come from. If you know, for me, I just need, say you just need me in your heart, Tennessee whiskey and love. Like, for me, that line represents not forgetting where I come from, and wanting to go home, and Tennessee being where my heart is, and the base of my love. So, you know, there's a lot of meanings within that song. And it's a really crazy record that took 3 months to write, and the video is really special. I shot it with my friend JMP, and yeah, it honestly, that song just is, it's different. I don't know.
That's awesome. It's great. Well, we can't wait for the entire EP coming out on the 15th. I heard the teaser of Ghosts. I can't wait to hear all of that. Do you have a
Thank you.
favorite? Or is it too hard to pick a favorite song? Somebody was asking in the comments, like, what's your favorite of the EP?
Since the title tracks are out, I would say my favorites are The End of Everything, Wonder Years, Liar, and Ghost. So 4 tracks. 4 tracks are my favorite.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait for the whole thing. Thanks for hanging out today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Before we sign off, do you want to say anything to your fans? What do you want them to know? Last words in this pandemic?
Stay home until they tell you otherwise. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands. Love you all. Thank you for having me.
Thanks,
Noah. Yeah, bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks. Be well. Okay, that was so cool. She was really laid back and introspective. That was really, really cool. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. You can give a follow to Star 941 Atlanta. We're going to be checking in with a lot of your favorite artists for the Verizon Artist Lounge here on Instagram Live. And the next one coming up is with Leslie Odom Jr. It'll be next Thursday, so a week from today at 6 p.m. Eastern with my buddy Cannon with a K. He's going to be hosting it. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for all of your kind comments and all of your encouraging words for Noah. I think that was really cool for her to hear. Obviously, you could see she was looking at the comments and she was reading them as we go. So remember that your words mean a lot to people. And when you put them out there into the world, that's the energy that you get back too, you know? So be good, be kind, wash your hands. And coming up next week, right here on Instagram Live, Verizon Artist Lounge, it is May the 14th, 6 p.m., Leslie Odom Jr. with Cannon with a K. So thank you guys for hanging out today. Listen to Star 94.1 on the radio.com app. And be well. Take care. Be nice to each other. Thanks. Bye.